Why do some entrepreneurs build empires while others are stuck launching new projects every month, never finishing one? Why do some creators build a massive loyal audience while others, just as talented, are forever pivoting their brand? The answer isn't a lack of ideas. In this digital age, ideas are cheap. The answer isn't even a lack of talent. The world is full of gifted failures. The real answer is a catastrophic lack of focus in an age of infinite, deafening distraction. It's the shiny object syndrome, that flickering light on your peripheral vision, the constant stream of notifications promising a new hope, a faster path, a secret hack. But it only delivers digital clutter, a hard drive full of half-finished projects, and a soul deep in the anxiety of unfulfilled dreams. That anxiety has a sound, doesn't it? It's the quiet click of a new tab opening, the swoosh of a new email, the endless hollow scroll through someone else's success. Staying consistent on one path, that, my friend, is excruciatingly hard. It is the loneliest work in the modern world. That's why you must train yourself to do it, especially on the days when a new opportunity seems brighter, louder, and more exciting than the hard, boring work right in front of you. In this video, we'll dive into the profound, inspiring, and transformative insights from the great Jim Rohn. I want to share with you the lessons I cherished from our time together, lessons on how to cut through this modern noise, how to build a fortress of focus, and how to find true, lasting freedom in the discipline of one thing. Have you ever wondered why some entrepreneurs seem to just succeed? They move with a quiet certainty, while others, just as smart, just as gifted, spin their wheels, always busy, but never progressing. Is it because they're smarter? No. Is it because they found the secret tool? Absolutely not. The real difference lies in one thing: consistency. And I'm not talking about the temporary, caffeine-fueled enthusiasm of a new launch. Not the excitement that lasts for a few weeks, when the metrics are new and the validation is fresh. That kind of energy fades after the first real setback. I'm talking about a quiet, persistent, almost stubborn discipline. The strength to keep working on your core project when you're tired, when you're bored, when your launch fails, or when a new, revolutionary AI tool drops and threatens to make your entire business model obsolete. This is the foundation. It's the concrete slab hidden beneath the beautiful architecture of every lasting digital empire. I used to think inspiration was the key. I, like many, waited for the muse to strike. But inspiration is like a viral trend. It comes in a flash, consumes everything, and leaves even faster. You can't build a business on a trend. You can't build a life on a fleeting emotion. But you can build a future on steady actions, repeated day in and day out on the one thing that matters. Most entrepreneurs begin with genuine, palpable excitement. You can feel it. They register a new domain, the cursor blinking on the blank screen. They design a new logo, the colors vibrant with promise. They shout, "This is the one. This is what the market has been waiting for. I'm going to change my industry." But a few days, maybe a few weeks later, the digital world, in its infinite cruelty, pushes back. A platform algorithm changes, and your reach is choked overnight. The sound of silence is deafening. A competitor, bigger and better funded, launches something eerily similar. A new guru promotes a faster, easier strategy on a podcast, and suddenly your methodical path feels slow and stupid. And then it happens. They start to postpone their main project. "I'll just pause this," they tell themselves, "just to research this new thing, just to see what that competitor is doing." The research becomes a week, the week becomes a month, and the main project starves to death, forgotten. I'm not saying this to judge you. I am saying this because I have seen it, I have felt it, and I want you to forgive yourself and then start again from a stronger foundation. That foundation is consistency, not because you feel like it, but because you're committed. If you've ever told yourself, I'll get back to my main project after I test this new software, or I just need a bit more time to see if this other trend is the real opportunity, you are not alone. I promise you, this is the default state of the modern mind. But you must understand what this is. This isn't laziness. This is procrastination wearing its most deceptive and sophisticated mask. FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's not a fear of doing nothing. It's a fear of doing the wrong thing. It's your brain's primal defense mechanism when faced with the agonizing fear that your chosen path is the slow one, or worse, the irrelevant one. And perfectionism, that noble-sounding trait that so many hide behind. My current project just isn't perfect yet. The code isn't clean enough. The branding isn't right. So maybe this new idea, this fresh start, is better. That is the most insidious excuse of all. Left unchecked, this cycle, this constant pivoting, this addiction to new, will silently steal your most precious, non-renewable asset, your time. It will steal your energy. And eventually, it will steal your confidence in your ability to ever finish anything. Procrastination, in the digital age, is the silent thief of success. It doesn't scream, it doesn't break down the door, it just whispers, "Look at that, a new tool, just check it for 5 minutes. That other creator is using it. Look at their engagement. Maybe you should pivot, maybe you chose wrong." And the someday for your main project never comes. You don't need another idea. You don't need another course. You need to start right now with the project you already have, the one you know is right. When your core project feels scary or overwhelming or just plain boring, your brain will instinctively seek the escape of a new beginning. It's a chemical addiction. The dopamine hit of a fresh start is powerful. Scrolling social media for the next hack, watching YouTube videos about new business models, switching to the easier task of brainstorming a different business, that's not because you lack discipline. It's because you haven't yet learned to manage the resistance of staying. The key is not to focus on the whole terrifying task of building the empire. Start with just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes on your one thing. Say to yourself, I only need to do this for 5 minutes. I'm going to open my code editor and fix one bug. I'm going to open my CRM and send one email. Then I can stop and check that new trend if I really want to. But a funny thing happens in that 5 minutes, doesn't it? The resistance breaks. The engine turns over. And most of the time, once you begin, you'll look up and an hour has passed. You'll go far beyond those 5 minutes. Stop waiting for motivation. As Jim Rohn always made it a point to remind us, motivation doesn't precede action. It follows it. It is the child of action, not the parent. It's action, even the smallest, most mundane kind, on your chosen path that generates the momentum. Stop overthinking. Act. You don't need to know every new trend. You just need to do the first thing on the project you committed to. My friend, let me ask you a simple, profound question. What do you believe truly separates the entrepreneurs who build legacies from those who just build a collection of half-finished projects? It's not luck. It's not timing. It's not a magical mentor. It is self-discipline. Discipline is the bridge between your great idea and your actual finished, shipped product. It is the steel cable that holds you to the mast when the storm of distraction hits. And it is not an innate trait. Nobody is born with it. It's a habit. It is a muscle. It's the habit of saying no to 1,000 good, interesting and exciting ideas so you can say yes to the one great one. It's forged day by day, hour by hour, in the quiet moments of decision. It's forged especially in those moments when you feel unmotivated, directionless, or worse, distracted by the loud, obnoxious success of others. Have you ever promised yourself, this year, this is it? I am focusing only on this one business, this one channel, only to find yourself by March registering a new domain name, your heart pounding with that old, familiar, treacherous excitement. You are not alone, but here's the truth, and it's a hard one. Every time you break that promise to yourself, every time you abandon your post, you chip away at the most important trust you will ever need. The trust in yourself. You are teaching your subconscious that your word is worthless, that your commitments are temporary, and how can you expect the world to trust you, to buy from you, to follow you, if you cannot even trust yourself? Discipline isn't restriction, that's the great lie. We've been taught to see it as a cage. It's not the removal of freedom. In fact, for the modern entrepreneur, discipline is the foundation of freedom. It is the only path to freedom. When you gain control over your focus, you stop being a slave. You stop being a slave to every new notification, every new trend, every new self-proclaimed guru screaming from a social media ad. You become the master. You become the one who decides. And that feeling, that deep, steady, quiet sense of being in control of your own direction, of building your vision, that is one of the most powerful, peaceful, and potent states a human being can ever experience. Don't wait for a grand surge of willpower to build it. You will wait forever. Start with the smallest acts of focus. Make your bed. Do it with intention. Then sit at your desk. The air is still. You don't open your email, you don't open your phone, you open only the one tab, the one document, the one file you need, just for 10 minutes. These seemingly trivial actions are the first bricks in a fortress of self-respect. Discipline comes from commitment, commitment to doing what you said you'd do, long after the mood you said it in has left. And then, something truly remarkable happens. The more you keep your word to yourself, the more you begin to trust yourself. That trust becomes the fuel. It's a clean-burning, sustainable fuel that feeds your persistence. And that persistence, my friend, is what will take you further than talent or luck or first-mover advantage ever could. There's an invisible enemy. It always shows up the instant you decide to focus. It's uncanny. Just as you sit down to do the real, hard, unglamorous work on your main project, it appears. It doesn't arrive with a fierce face or a loud noise. It arrives with familiar, insidious whispers. It's the sound of a notification from your phone. It's the buzz in your pocket. It's the internal voice. You can do the hard work later. You're tired today. Just check Twitter. Just check the news. Just see what's trending. Don't push too hard. Missing one day on your project to research this new AI won't hurt. You have to stay informed, right? I call it resistance. And for the modern entrepreneur, resistance is the deep, primal anxiety of being left behind. Resistance feeds on delay, on fear, and on a lack of clarity. The more vague your main goal is, the more mentally drained you feel, the easier it is for resistance to pull you under and convince you to chase something new, something easy. So the first step to beating resistance is not trying harder to focus. That's like trying to hold water in your fists. You have to make your goals clearer, more specific and simpler. Don't write, "I need to build my business today." That's a mountain. Your brain will shut down. Write, "I will send 3 outreach emails for my core product from 9 to 9:30 a.m. That's a stair. You can climb a stair. The more specific you are, the less space resistance has to thrive. Then, lower the starting threshold to the point of absurdity. Resistance is strongest when you're thinking about focusing. It's an immovable giant, but it begins to lose its power the moment you take physical action. Tell yourself, I'll just work on this for 5 minutes. But those 5 minutes are your first sword against the inertia of distraction. Sometimes, just opening the file is the biggest win of the day, and action is the most powerful antidote to resistance. If this lesson is speaking directly to you and you feel that pull of distraction, that resistance every single day, write in the comments, "Focus is my freedom." Acknowledge it. And if you want more content to help you on this difficult but necessary path, subscribe now. Remember, my friend, resistance is clever. It's a shapeshifter. It doesn't just attack you with laziness. It attacks you with logic. It disguises itself in due diligence. It whispers, "You should really research this new competitor more before you continue. You should learn this new coding language before you launch your app. You should build your social media audience before you build your product." But if you look closer, it's just fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of committing to one thing and finding out it was the wrong thing. The only way to break this cycle is to start imperfectly. Let action lead. Learn along the way. Adjust as needed. But do not wait for the fog of trends and new information to clear. That moment never comes. The fog never lifts. You must learn to drive in it. When people finally witness someone break through, a creator whose channel explodes, an entrepreneur whose business finally becomes a household name, they always ask, "What's your secret?" They are desperate for a hack, a tool, a morning routine. But the answer is devastatingly simple: habits, systems. The small, repetitive, and profoundly boring things they do every single day on their one project. If you want to change your life, don't start with a grand, heroic plan to be more focused. You will fail by Wednesday. Start with a small action, repeated daily, until it becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth. Habits are simply choices you once had to make, but have since programmed into instinct. Willpower alone is not enough. Willpower is the fuel to get started on a new idea. It's a finite resource, like a battery that drains by lunchtime. But systems are the tracks that keep you on course, even when your willpower battery is at zero. This is where you must become an architect. You must design a solid system of action. A system that doesn't depend on your mood, your energy levels, or the latest trends. Want to build your business? Your system is, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every morning, I work only on my primary project. My phone is in another room, on silent. All other tabs on my computer are closed. The door is shut. I'm not asking if you're motivated when you sit down at 9 a.m. I'm asking, what system have you set up to protect your focus from yourself? Someone without a system, no matter how brilliant their idea, will be pulled off track within days by the first gust of wind. But someone with a system, even if they move slowly, always returns to the rhythm. And that, my friend, is who ultimately wins. A writer doesn't always feel inspired, but if their system is write 500 words at 8 a.m. daily, the book gets done. An entrepreneur doesn't always feel energized, but if their system is contact 5 potential clients before lunch, the business grows. Stability, growth, and mastery come from systems, not from fleeting inspiration. Start simple. Choose one thing, attach it to an existing habit. After I make my morning coffee, I will write down my one priority for my main business. Just one. And this is called habit stacking. Your brain accepts the new sequence and always track your progress. A simple physical calendar on your wall with a big red X for every day you stuck to your system. When you see that chain of X's building, 10, 20, 30 days, you will find a new source of power. You won't want to break that chain just to chase a new, unproven idea. If there is one single moment, one fulcrum that can change an entrepreneur's life forever, it's not finding a new product. It's not a new marketing strategy. It's the moment you stop blaming. It is the instant you let go of all the reasons, all the excuses, why you haven't succeeded yet. The algorithm changed. The market is too saturated. This new AI tool made my entire idea obsolete. My partner wasn't supportive. I didn't have the capital. The moment you let all of that go and instead choose to take 100% responsibility for your focus, that is when real transformation begins. If you keep retelling the story of why your last project failed, will your next one be any different? Or are you just locking yourself into an identity, a character in a play, of someone who starts but never finishes? Excuses like, "I'm too busy with other things. I don't know where to start on this big project. This new trend is just too big to ignore. I have to look at it." They all sound so reasonable, but they are just polished, sophisticated disguises for fear. Fear that your one thing isn't the thing. Fear that you will pour your life into it and it will fail. And then perhaps in a moment of quiet crisis, like a bolt splitting the sky, the truth hits you. The pain you feel isn't because the market is unfair. The pain is the consequence of your lack of commitment. The criticism you heard, those comments on your failed launch, the whispers from former colleagues. Look at him, chasing another trend again. He never finishes anything. His partner must be so frustrated. "Where's your millions now, entrepreneur?" That criticism wasn't just noise, it was a mirror. It was reflecting the truth you were avoiding. And in that moment, you have a choice. You can break or you can be forged. The moment you take full responsibility, you stop being a victim of trends. You become a creator. You reclaim your power. Instead of asking, "Why is everyone else succeeding faster than me?" you ask, "What must I stop doing so I can start winning?" At that point, every shiny object is no longer a temptation. It's a test of your resolve, and you learn to smile and say no. You no longer need the world to change. You've begun changing your focus. You can't control the next new app. You can't control what others are doing or what AI will be released tomorrow, but you can absolutely control your response. Your attitude, your decisions. You can control your calendar from 9 to 11 a.m. And that, my friend, is more than enough to rewrite the entire story of your life. If you've ever wondered why some entrepreneurs, some creators, reach true mastery in their field while most remain permanent hobbyists with a dozen different projects, the answer isn't natural talent. It lies in something deceptively simple: deliberate repetition. Repeat the right thing, your one thing, over and over until you master it. As Jim Rohn liked to emphasize, you can be enthusiastic about a new idea once, but only when you commit to doing the boring work on it every single day, even when the excitement is long gone, do you begin to approach mastery. A master is not someone who had the best idea from the beginning. A master is someone who didn't quit on their one idea at the 10th obstacle, who didn't abandon it on the 50th day when a better idea came along, and who kept going even after the 1,000th repetition of the same unglamorous, essential task. Repetition is where the real training begins. Ordinary people act when they feel motivated by a new idea. The extraordinary, they act on their chosen idea even when bored, tired, or uninspired. They understand that emotions are fleeting, but skill, built through repetition, is forever. You cannot expect real progress if you work on your business only when you feel like it. But if you are willing to repeat, little by little, every day, you don't just get better at the skill, you start becoming the person you're trying to become. The average entrepreneur retreats when the process becomes dull. The exceptional entrepreneur understands that boredom is the price of admission to mastery. It's the desert you must walk through to get to the promised land. When you do the same thing over and over, polishing every detail, you don't break through with a sudden explosion. You evolve through increasing precision. There will be moments when you want to give up, days when you wake up and a new trend is everywhere. Everyone is talking about it. And everything inside you screams, "I'm tired, I'm on the wrong path, I'm a fool. I should pivot. I can't keep going on this old thing." It's not because you're weak. It's because the path of building something meaningful forces you to confront your deepest insecurities. And right there, in that exact moment of crisis, when you feel like quitting your path for a new one, your reaction will decide the entire course of your future. I've felt it too. I've been there. Sitting alone at 3 a.m., the only light in the room, the blue glow of the monitor, my own reflection staring back at me. The sound of the rain outside, the scent of stale, cold coffee in the mug beside me, wondering if my efforts on this one thing were worth it. Wondering if I was a fool for ignoring the new gold rush everyone else was chasing, my finger hovering over the Buy New Domain button. But then I realized, and you must realize this too, those moments when you feel like stopping, when you feel like pivoting, those are not signs that you should stop. They are signs that you are getting closer to a breakthrough. The resistance is highest just before the victory. No one who has ever succeeded hasn't wanted to quit their main project for an easier, shinier one. The difference is, the people who move forward, even just one more step on the original path, are the ones who cross the fragile line between still trying and already quit. When you're exhausted, don't pivot. Pause. Return to why you began this project. What was the vision that once lit the fire? That original reason will hold you steady when your spirit feels like collapsing. You are likely in the blind zone of progress, a place where you're doing everything right, working relentlessly on your one thing, but the results haven't surfaced yet. Like planting a seed, you water it daily, the soil remains still. You water it again. Stillness. Don't confuse silence with failure. Every major transformation begins quietly, underground, in the dark. Don't let your success depend on your willpower to just focus. You will fail. Let your success be supported by your environment. You cannot rise if your digital life is pulling you down. If you want to focus, you must curate your reality. Clean your digital workspace as you would your physical one. Unfollow the gurus that trigger your FOMO. Mute the channels that make you feel behind. Turn off all notifications that don't serve your primary goal. Put your one project's icon alone on your desktop. Make the right thing, your main thing, easy to do, the first thing you see. Make the wrong thing, the distractions, harder to access. Put your phone in a box in another room while you work. This isn't weakness, it's strategy. And finally, mindset. It's not the action alone, it's how you think about the action. You must shift your identity. Stop asking, "How do I feel about my project today?" Your feelings are irrelevant. Start asking, "What's the right action to take for my project right now?" Emotions fluctuate. The right action is always clear. A successful entrepreneur isn't someone who feels inspired every day. It's someone who does the right thing for their business even when they feel nothing at all. You must adopt a growth mindset. The fixed mindset says, "I missed that trend, I've failed." The growth mindset says, I ignored that trend because I am building a deep, durable skill on my path that will outlast it. You don't need another book, you don't need another trend, and you don't need someone to come and pull you out of your rut of distraction. Because if you've made it this far, if you have listened to these words, something inside you has already stirred, something that truly wants to change, something that is tired of the false starts. Something that no longer wants to live a life of delay, of mediocrity, of being a slave to fleeting inspiration. You don't fail because you lack ability. You only fail when you refuse to start again, on the path you chose. One day you will look back, and you will not see a digital graveyard of half-finished websites and abandoned projects. You will see the one magnificent cathedral you built, brick by boring brick, day after day, and you will finally understand what freedom truly is. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Jim Rohn's profound wisdom. Apply these insights to your own path. Let them be the wind at your back, not the storm that pushes you off course. Subscribe for more transformative content, like this video if this inspired you, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let your consistency be the gift you give to your future.